Hey man, hey man. I had to bring it on with that one, man. I wanted to sign Trent Williams anyway, but really, let's sign Trent Williams right now, man.
Absolutely.
My guy is in there, man. But anyways, man, hey, this is Akeem, and this is
Blair.
This is the 49er Empire podcast. And today we got a special guest, my boy Wayne Breezy. What's happening with you, fam?
Yeah, get it.
Hey man, I couldn't do that move no more, man. My right knee, man, got ACL tear. Man. Just call me D4, man. I'm always hurting.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, man. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, let's get it on, man. Let's talk about it, man. You know, the opening scene, man. I want to show y'all right now, man. These Eagles. Man, to be honest with you, man, they got a nice tight end. Right. Yeah. So we got Greenlaw missing now. We have to understand that is normally going to be Greenlaw's guy.
Is it?
Right? Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends what they do.
No Quan.
It may be Quan, but Quan is normally going to be on the boundary side, on the strength side, right? So Greenlaw is a weak side linebacker. So what that means is if they triple up on one side and then put Hurts on the other side, that's him. Like the corner gonna go deep thirds, and that outside linebacker is going to have to chase the flats or chase the middle of the field because Fred Warner has middle assignments.
Correct.
So that's how you isolate him over there. Greenlaw would have been over there. I'm just saying. Now we got another guy that actually didn't play bad last week.
Man. Talk about him.
But let's talk about it. Let's go into it just a little bit. Let's start off by matchup problems y'all see that we may have. I got hurt. I think their tight end is really good. I think Carson Wentz is a problem still. I don't think I know he's not getting respect, but he's accurate and he's a competitor and he competes. And I haven't seen him like flustered, like really, like he's still focused. He just doesn't have a lot going on around him. What do you guys think?
I was going to stop right there. I think it stops at Hurts. I mean, everyone else is pretty manageable. If you look at just their stats, if you look at the previous two games, they're not blowing anybody off of the ball. They're not throwing it over anybody's head. I think that will be your only matchup issue. I mean, our D line is going to have some issues just with run stopping. That's just what I foresee. You have some key injuries there. But the only matchup issue, and that's because some of our linebackers, Quan Alexander, sometimes plays out of position, and sometimes safety doesn't.
Hey, man, I'm so tired of the hate of Quan.
It's the truth.
Let him finish talking.
It's the truth.
I got Quan back. So go ahead and finish.
Yeah.
You can say it's the truth, but go ahead and finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then so sometimes linebackers are playing a little bit out of position, and that's where you have a little bit of issue. And on the back end, sometimes Tart is not there to make the play. We struggle with tight ends. Jaquiski Tart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes he's a little bit out. Yeah, Jimmy Ward. I know you get on Jimmy Ward a little bit, but I don't think this
overplay stuff.
I don't think this is where his issue is going to be. I think this falls on linebackers and safeties. And I mean, if you look at last season, we had an issue with tight ends. I don't know what it is. So I think that's the only mismatch that you're going to see.
Yeah, I thought the Saints cooked when he went out. I was a blessing because I don't know if we'd have won that game when him still in the game. Still, he was out there playing the way he was looking.
Absolutely.
But go ahead, Wayne. What you got?
That was Marcel Harris who took him out.
with the hard shoulder.
Yeah. Dog. Shout out to my man, even though he still play bad angles. But now listen, man. All right. Look, so you guys keep mentioning Zach Ertz, right? That's their tight end. That's it. That's all they got. But what else do they got? Because Goddard is gone. He out. He injured. IR. Off for at least 3 games. That means who is their other tight end that's going to step up and help them out in that 12 personnel package or whatnot? Nobody. So my point is, I know you're talking about the weak side, you know what I'm saying? Greenlaw not being here, whatever. This is a Tart game, man. This is a Tart all-day game. This is when you line that safety up. They're not going to be able to run. Our run defense is what, 8? 7. It ain't bad.
Mhm.
It's higher than it was last year. Can't no one run up the middle. And the only, you know who leads the team in rushing against us? Their quarterbacks. And not one running back did they thing. Now Carson Wentz will take the ball and scramble. They will probably try to run some RPOs with this guy, but he ain't Nick Foles, right? And Carson Wentz is good for 3 interceptions a game. This is a game where your safeties need to say, "Hey, let's do this." Jimmy Ward, Jaquiski Tartt, who almost had a pick last game, but he didn't. I don't know. He dropped it. I guess.
Hands. Yeah.
But he made a great play right before that. He cracked Golden Tate, popped the ball out. Next play, he drops the interception, but he was diving for it. So I like our safeties. I don't think our safeties are a big issue. I think the cornerback position still, right? Because Mosley is out, probably going to be out again.
Verrett look good.
Richard Sherman is out. Well, hear me out, guys. Verrett does look good, but now we're talking about starting Dante Johnson.
No good. No good. Like there's not even any words for that. I mean, and Akeem kind of spoke to this in the last cast. He did well, I think, as the game progressed. But
absolutely.
Initially, I just think he's really handsy. I don't think he trusts his technique, and he's going to get some PIs there.
He uses his eyes instead of his technique. He follows the ball. It's real high schoolish almost. Like I don't understand how he hasn't been coached up after these years, but he tends to like want stats. So I think his eyes is greedy and he forgets about his technique. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I want to say again, I want to ask you guys a question. Have you guys seen Jamal Adams play this year?
I have, and he's injured.
Yeah, he's injured now. So which is great for us. But what I would say to you is when he played, did you see how he was playing?
Oh, he's different.
Impact. Okay, so I want to let y'all know when we don't have guys who look like that in the back, we play the same defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have guys who are making impacts like that. So what I'm saying to y'all is that it has to be a problem. Like I don't want us to get cozy with guys that we're paying. Like we need impact safeties. Like we need at least one of them. We need at least one of them to say, you know what, I'm dominant, and ain't nothing, no fly zone, or I'm knocking you out. Something. I don't have none of that. All they're doing is they do enough not to get fired, and we need them to step it up to play better football. That's it.
Well, they're average players. They're just average players, and I think that's just what it comes down to. The skill set is just not there for them to be impact players. And the Niners are going to have to address this, rather it be in the draft, which I don't see that coming. I think they're going to have to. They're going to have to. We cannot. They're going to have to bring in a free agent, and it's going to have to be a name, not just someone who fits in.
We don't. There's some good college safeties right now. Safety is one position that you can actually come from college and make an immediate impact.
If you have the skill set.
And they do. They got boy, I'm going to tell you right now, we can talk about this another time, but I follow college football. I'm telling you, this boy out there in Syracuse that I've been hitting up on a regular basis, like trying to get him on the show. He is going to go first round. He is nice. They got another one up in Washington. Really, really, really good. What I'm saying is, if you got 2 to 3 in the first round, we're going to be in the first round. Let's get one. Let's go out and parlay on a safety. Let's not pay. Let's let Tartt walk unless he gives us a hometown discount. If he wants to give us a hometown, I'm open to keeping him. But still, we got there's guys on a roster that I don't think is performing as well as they should. Of course.
Okay.
Right. We got. Hey, let's talk about it. D Ford.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, he's the Grant Hill to us right now, dude. Like he looks so good when you see him, he got spurts, but then he's always injured, man. Like something told me, I said, you know what? I gave him a pass last year because I was kind of enamored with what he did in Kansas City, right? And even with us to a certain extent. But then if you look at it this year, man, I'm holding him accountable, bro. Like I don't know what your diet is like. I don't know what your weightlifting is like, but maybe your body's no longer built for the NFL. So
he's injury prone.
Him, Trent Taylor. Hey man, he better finish out this year good, or Trent Taylor needs to go. Dante Pettis is already gone, right? He has to.
He's been fizzled out, Doc. He's
he's already gone. So we have to start holding our guys to a higher standard, the Niners standard. Like Nick Bosa is gone, and like who do we think should step up? It should be Eric Armstead, right? But Eric Armstead is not playing bad, but he's not playing elite.
Yeah, but Eric Armstead isn't your edge. Like
he's not an edge, but you are getting paid to make plays.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid to play his position, bro.
No, but his position also is. He played that in Oregon too.
No, hear me out, bro. He's getting paid. He's getting paid to play defensive tackle, right? He's
a defensive lineman.
Hear what I'm saying. His money, the money that we gave him. Nick Bosa, when it's his payday, he's gonna eat that contract alive. Why? Because he's an edge rusher. That's not what Eric Armstead is, but he can do it. You've seen him line up on first and second down on the edge, making an impact, and then going inside on third and fourth down if there's a fourth down or whatever. I'm just saying that he's getting paid to play inside, and I think he's doing a pretty good job. Look, he's being double teamed all game, right? He's getting the same treatment that your boy DeForest Buckner was getting. And how many pressures did he have last week? Like 5, 6? He was in the backfield all day. They just couldn't sack that sucker. Like it was like Daniel Jones didn't want to go down.
So let me go into it again, man. Like, so if we had a guard that played tackle, like I use Larry Allen because this is one of my. I went to Larry Allen's Hall of Fame thing, and he's actually one of my good friends' brothers. So it's Von Allen is Larry Allen's, but whatever. He's played with the Niners, but anyways, Larry Allen played guard. You know, he Pro Bowled at every position but center. So what I'm saying to you is that we have to have the standard of you have to be good across the board. I can't just if they obviously see something in you to play DN, right? So they've seen it in practice, they seen it on film. These are professional, like these guys know what they're doing. So if they put you in, they expect you to perform it in. And all I'm saying is, it's just how we feel about our back end. We got to hold them accountable. You're making money. You have to perform. So all I'm saying is,
but what is your standard of performing? Because what is he not doing?
Pro Bowl.
But what is Eric Armstead not doing well?
I mean, I
sacking the quarterback.
He should be leading. He should be leading in sacks right now.
But he has
our team.
He has one sack, and then
that's not good. That's not good enough.
Oh, you can't say it's not good enough. Look at the quarterback. Look at the teams we've been playing, and then
who has the most? Then Hyder. How many has Hyder had?
Hyder has 2. Right.
That's not good enough.
I thought he had 3.
No, Hyder has 2 sacks. So he has 1 sack less than the sack leader on the team, right?
Did Kinlaw get a sack?
No.
Close, huh?
Kinlaw got close.
Yeah, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. He grabbed him. He didn't get it.
He got a pass deflection, a bad attack. Like he can't listen. All I'm trying to say is, like, I understand that our expectations are set, you know, for the standard of how you need to play
Niner ball.
I got you. I'm with you 100%. But the line is depleted, bro. And now you're asking this guy to come in and do everything that all 4 of those guys should be doing. Kerry Hyder's supposed to be depth, right? And he's coming in, and because he's playing on the edge, he's able to get there. Speaking of Kerry Hyder, I want to talk about one play on Sunday, right? There was a play in the backfield where and I want your opinion on it. There's a play where Daniel Jones runs the read option, right? So he kicks the ball, has the ball up here, and then Hyder crashes in on the running back. So does Quan Alexander, right? So that I mean, he slides over into the gap, fills in that running back's his guy in that situation. Whose fault was that? Whose job was it to contain that particular on that particular play?
On any outside read, outside read is Quan Alexander. Any outside read, if it on that side of the field, if the DN is crashing down, which he was, like you said, then the outside linebacker is supposed to bang his feet and read quarterback. He's 1. 2 is now the running back. So 1 to the DN, 1 to the DN is the running back. So if he's so he's showing the ball. Okay, now we got to go downfield. I'm gonna make this play, and now Quan Alexander's got to bang his feet outside. But
see, I disagree a little bit.
Me too.
Well, it's It's
because
all assignment. It's assignment. It's alignment and assignment ball.
I understand, and I'm not disagreeing with your alignment and assignment. I'm just disagreeing on whose man it was, because I was always taught that the end contains, right? Because we watched the end. You know why I say that? Because he contained on the opposite side. On
it's
another
different.
play.
It's different.
That was Nick Bosa's problem.
It's different because read options, they contain the outside, right? D ends, but the difference is the tackle, the left tackle or the right tackle, whatever side they read on, he leaves. So he's making that man become the read guy. That's why they call it the read option, because he's making that end read if he's going to give or is he going to go. So now, because he's leaving, your assignment as that guy is now the running back, as that D end. You have to contain him inside that box. Outside of that box, I got quarterback. Or sometimes you can play it like this. Like if you got a Lamar Jackson, he's special, right? So you say all the time, if the safety's on the side of the ball, no matter what, safety, your responsibility is outside containment. You got to come up and make that play. You got to come screaming down, right? But sometimes, like they just read, like you just said, two guys crash down. That may have been in the scheme, and it's the safety man supposed to come up. I don't know.
Yeah, so Eric Crocker, and he mentioned that, and it wasn't the safety that was supposed to come up. He said that it was the cornerback, Dante Johnson, that was supposed to slide over and fill in that space.
That too. If he had because we're playing cover 3 or we're playing any kind of coverage.
We don't know. Right.
We don't know, but if you don't, like, I always taught the kids, if you don't have any assignment, you got to come make a play. So I'm in my area banging my feet. Here come the quarterback. I got to come downhill. There's no threat behind me. I have no threat. There's nobody for me to play with. So I got to come up and make this play. So if that was the case, it's kind of strange to me though.
You gotta watch it, bro. You gotta.
I gotta see it. I'm gonna rewatch that. Man.
And I was gonna say, especially for the Niners playing anyone in the NFC West, right? The DN has to stay at home. Like whether it's your assignment, whether the cornerback, all that is nonsense. You're playing against Kyler Murray. You're playing against Russell Wilson. Like our defensive ends have to make that play. You either are staying home. That whole just crashing, you're crashing and burning. I seen Nick Bosa do it all of last. He's going to crash, and then once he crashes, he burns.
What stops
that? Got to stay
though,
contained.
What stopped that is stunts. If you can run some nice stunts, then it doesn't really matter because you're gonna have the DN crash down, and that looping and that loop is going to take the quarterback. So that takes away. We can bring 4 and just loop, but I mean, if we can't control Jones, then Russell Wilson's gonna be running it all day. I'm telling you right now. They're gonna look at the film like, hey, let's get a hold of this end right here. Let's get a hold of this outside linebacker. Now I love Quan, but that may have been his assignment because of the scheme. No. It could have been a safety or the corner. It could have been it could have been the back end players, or because Quan could have been blitzing. He could have been sent on the blitz at that time.
Could have been.
He may not have had containment if you blitz.
That's why I said we don't know.
Yeah,
now you got to Robert Saleh. That speaks to Robert Saleh. Why would you have Dante Johnson making a play like that? Like
he's a professional player. This is what I'm saying.
But he's a third string.
That's who we had on the field, bro.
And I get you. Hey Blair, I'm telling you, in the last 24 hours, I've been looking at 49ers play, and I said, you know what? F that. I am no longer just going to be okay with the okie doke. I am calling you out if you're not doing your job. Like I understand Dante Johnson is Dante Johnson. He's been in 50 teams, right?
Oh man.
But when you play for the Niners, our standard as 49ers are up here, bro. Yeah. And if that is your job, then damn it, I'm going to use my platform to eat you up. Because you deserved every bit of that. We praise them all the time. Great play. Good job. But we don't want to call it when we see it. Come on, man.
That's not how we rock.
But I want to answer this question real quick. It says, would you still be coming down hard on D Ford if he won a chip last year? You're damn right. Every year is different. For me, I respect D Ford in that he's a 30-something-year-old player now. He's had a great career. I think not a great career. He had a good career. And he's coming to us for, we're paying him a lot of money, man. my expectations is to hold him accountable for this money he's making. See,
Yeah.
guys who don't make a lot of money, I'm not going to like Nick Mullins, like he doesn't make a lot of money. So I don't have the same mindset when it comes to, we get what we pay for, right? So we expect those guys who's making money to make plays because we supposed to get what we're paying for. Like, your resume tells me you can do this. Come out and show me something. So let me ask y'all this. We got a lot of things. We have a lot of things actually to talk about. Let's go into Deebo Samuel, man. How huge is Deebo going to be in this game? I know we're excited, but I got him playing maybe 20% of the time, and I also got him playing maybe 1 or 2 catches. Now, if they work him more than that, I don't think we're a good staff, because I think without preseason, I don't think we really understand what NFL speed is like and physicality. And so, like, I don't want us to go into this game thinking Deebo gonna catch 8 catches for 110. So what do y'all got? What do y'all got?
What do you think, Wayne? What do you think?
It's not really about that. It's about matchup, mismatches on the defense. It's about their defense coming out trying to match up with the guys that we bring out on the field. So whether Deebo is there, and I'm not trying to say they're going to use him as a decoy. Deebo, if he's open, he's going to get the ball because that's his mindset. Y'all got to think about this young man's mindset too. He's a little different than a lot of players that are coming off of injuries. If you follow him in his college career, he's came off injuries and balled out. Now this is NFL. Speed is different. Size is different. Players are stronger, but I guarantee you Kyle Shanahan is going to dial up some plays for this particular gentleman, and they're going to be probably good, productive plays. I'm talking about 10, 11, 13 yak yards. You're going to see him get probably, I would say, 4 to 6 targets, I believe, in this particular game, and probably 1 run, because you do want to work him back in there. You're at home. Right, you're at home, so you do want to work him back into the swing of things. But this is going to be bigger for the other guys. We were talking about other guys stepping up. It's about Trent Taylor and all these guys. This is Deebo coming back, has like straight up phased out Dante Pettis. Like, now Pettis was in on 6 or 8 plays last time. He is all the way phased out. He's just gonna watch balls fly over his head in the end zone.
Get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out of
here. He's done. He's done. So
this is huge.
Man.
Yeah.
It ain't too many. Like my dad said, ain't too many pretty boys that can play this game, right? So you like Jimmy, he's nice there. I'm talking about you know what I'm talking about, pretty boys. I'm talking about like, because I looked at his Instagram and I didn't see a football player. I was like, what is this, Dante Pettis? I didn't see you out here barely in your jersey. You at the bar with your arms around somebody, like kicking in, hanging out. I need to see football when I come to your page.
Man, Deebo Samuel coming back. Dude, speaking of football, Deebo coming back, and that's a football player. He's a dog, right?
He's a dog, man. He's a dog. And with him and Brandon together, it's going to be beautiful. And Kittle.
And that's what I think Kyle's going to do.
And KB.
It's too much.
And my boy Ross Dwelly, it's not getting no respect. Let's give him some love.
He never did, but he never did. And
the Swiss Army knife.
That's it.
Ross Dwelly is huge. But Deebo Samuel, I just wanted to speak to this real quick. I think Kyle Shanahan is going to use him similar to what we've seen with Brandon Ayuk week 2. You just want to kind of get his feet wet. You want to get those legs turning a little bit. I'm predicting a few sweeps, right? Similar to the same type of plays that we've seen with Ayuk in week 3. You're going to see some sweeps. You're going to see some blocking there and a lot of motion. I think he's going to be used more so of a decoy. I mean, teams know exactly what Deebo is capable of, but just having him out there, seeing that 19 puts a little bit of fear into their corners. We were talking about that. We don't have anyone right now that puts any fear. Now, Deebo, is he the fastest guy? Is he going to go to the top?
George puts fears in people.
Oh yeah,
he puts some fear in people. But when I think about like our receivers, I think your receivers have to be the people putting fear. If your tight end is the only one putting fear into people, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I agree. I can agree with you on that, because but I will say, and when someone is so impactful like George, right? Yeah. What it does, it really ties up their safeties. So it freezes their safeties to a point where our routes are easier ran with the receivers we have. They got space.
It's
They got space. And like if George is pushing, if George is pushing at a vertical, it's gonna freeze that safety. Like, damn it, we gotta go get George.
The middle goes so
all of a sudden, we got this drag route coming with Ayuk, and then we got an inside post coming for Debo, and now we got action because the safety has to honor George. You're not picking Debo over George, right? So he got space, and when he gets the ball, he's special, man. I think that's huge for us. Even George Kittle coming back is huge, man.
Very huge. Matchup nightmares, guys.
But it looks like to me, I don't know. I feel like that Nick Mullins is going to get another run at it. What are you guys thinking about Nick Mullins in week 2 against the Eagles?
Ooh, I'm comfortable and confident with Nick Mullins going in against the Eagles. The Eagles are not good. They just tied with the Bengals. I mean, of course, they're going to come out hungry. They're going to give everything they got to try to win this game.
Yeah, they can't go
disrespectful Kyle. Yeah, I mean, as you can be angry and you can have emotion, but when it comes down to play calling, disrespectful Kyle is going to dial them up once again. It's just something that he likes to do. And let's speak about Ross Dwelley. I'm telling you, I see George Kittle's gonna play. George Kittle might be used as a decoy again. Like, why would you put him in jeopardy when you honestly don't need to? You've seen Ross Dwelley can catch and he can get yak and he can block. Watch for Ross Dwelley in this game.
I don't think they had zero respect for Ross. That's why he gets open like that, man. I think a lot of it is.
Whoa.
I'm talking about the defense.
Yeah, he don't just get open. I mean, they're covering him. But let's talk about
let's cover.
Let's talk about how he breaks tackles. Let's talk about how you think you're gonna come in and strip the ball and he put the 2 arms over here like the Trent Williams did at the beginning of the show. Let's talk about how he breaks tackles and gets you that yak.
Hey, I like it.
He's taking a page out of George Kittle's book. Now, he's not George Kittle, but he's taking a page out of his book. And it's like the perfect compliment. And look, we're not going to sit here and downplay our guy, Jordan Reed, who is leading the team in receptions, who's going to be out for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's why I said I didn't mention him, but him and Jordan Reed come back.
Oh,
man.
my God. Like, what? Yeah. Like, how do you defend this offense?
It's kind of hard. You can't defend us with our JV team we had last week. You know what I mean? We had the JV out there, man. We was unstoppable. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I think we have a lot going into this week. So let me ask you guys this. We'll get to our do better section of the show in a minute. But what I want to talk to you guys about is, like, talk to me about Kyle Shanahan, his scheme. I don't know, like, okay, so when he's coming into the game, his first 25 plays, I feel like that Kyle Shanahan has one play that he's extremely aggressive within those 25 plays. I really think that he should I think he should be more aggressive in those 25 plays to set the tone for the teams we play. I think when we play against Seattle, the Rams and all that, because I felt in those first 25 against the Saints, he knew what type of game that was. He knew the impact of the game, and he was dialing them up. He was so aggressive. Do you guys feel like in those first 25, he's just like, I have 1, maybe 2 aggressive plays? Do you guys think he should do more in those first 25 plays, man?
Yeah, he needs to keep his foot on the gas. Kyle Shanahan has had this issue, and this is dating back 2 Super Bowls ago in Atlanta. He takes his foot off of the gas. Look at our Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan. You had perfect opportunity to just keep on piling up points, keep on getting rushing yards, takes his foot off the gas. I mean, let's look at week 1. I mean, this is a track record, guys. This is not something that is spontaneous, not a phenomenon. Week 1, you're up. You have opportunities to play situational football and seal the game. What happens? He takes his foot off the gas. He gets conservative and he goes away from his game plan. I'm with you, Akeem. I think he opens up with like, I'm going to be strong and confident. And then he gets comfortable. He says, well, I'm up and I can just coast. He loves to coast through games. And that's something that I don't think you can sustain if you're going to have a lot of victories in this league.
Real quick before Wayne, I just see Pete Carroll. And he is a master of putting the foot on your neck. He is forcing it, forcing it. And I feel like we are better than them. Yeah. We need to be We need to establish our offense as a threat in the league. If you watch Kansas City, it's not just the quarterback. They got weapons. We got weapons. Let's go, man. What are you thinking about that, Wayne?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was going to bring up Kansas City and I was going to bring up Andy Reid, and Andy Reid is trying to cut off your neck at the very beginning of the game, whereas Kyle is all right. Perfect example. Andy Reid is trying to just decapitate you right at the beginning. Yo, we take this game in the beginning, leave them with no heads. There's no way they could make it a game, right? They did that against the number one defense in the league on Monday Night Football. Whereas Kyle Shanahan is on that Chinese torture type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick a bunch of little needles in you, and then you're gonna wear yourself out, and then we'll explode or whatnot. What I do like about Kyle is you can tell when he's trying to experiment with something. We ran 3 jet sweeps and that first drive. 3. Brandon Ayuk, 3 jet sweeps. One when he went in motion, he didn't get the ball, was a pass or whatnot. I really felt like because he set that play up, right? Tried to confuse the defense. We didn't get much out of it in the beginning, but who scored a touchdown on that joint in this like the third quarter? Brandon Ayuk. Same play.
Same play, different side.
Different side, same play, untouched in the end zone. It's like he has this thing where he's trying to let the other coordinators and the coaches know I'm smarter than you.
I'm overthinking
it. And here's what Kyle does, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I know we get mad. I agree with you, both of you. He takes his foot off the gas, but he does that because his team is always in the position to win. And who lets it up? The mother freaking defense. If you want to go back to the Super Bowl, it wasn't Kyle Shanahan's fault. It was the defense's fault. It was Dan Quinn and his defense that really messed that up and let Tom Brady come back. Even in the Super Bowl, who gives up a 3rd and 15? Kyle Shanahan? Nope. Now, what you're saying is, had he been more aggressive, and
would have got some first downs,
right?
Well, I just think he picks his time to be aggressive. I think even in that Super Bowl, when we were 3 and out, I think he forced the Kittle. He almost got a pick to the Honey Badger. Like when in that same drive, went three passes, no runs, and it's like dude, like it didn't make any sense. Why are we being aggressive now? When they couldn't stop us running the ball, they couldn't. We was dialing it up on them, and I just think he picks, and I think maybe that comes with some maturity of coaching. I mean, I get it, sometimes, but I just think he is labeled a genius, so he feels like I'm going to show people how good I am, and he said something in a press conference I talked about on Monday show. He said something he said, "Man, it was a great game. We had some long drives, and as a coordinator, I don't want to have to call so many plays.
75 plays, guys. 75.
Yeah, so what that actually tells me is, as a coach, also when I used to coach, you don't want to show your hand, and you don't want to have people really have a scouting report on you. So you don't want to call that many plays. You don't want to dig that deep.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is that also shows, man, you're not being aggressive enough.
Put him out.
Patrick Mahomes is not going to have 14, 15 play drive for 80 yards. He's not, right? Yeah. They're going to have the top 7. We need to have our mindset. Unless they don't believe that Jimmy can put it down the field, which I believe he can. If you don't believe that, then I get it. But I don't get that feeling on how he calls the game. So I know nobody talks about that first 25. But if you watch this first 25 against the Eagles, it's going to kind of tell us how the game is going to go. Like he's creating the top 25 normally is going into the game thinking, what can I explode? What can I exploit? So I see this on film. Let me see if they can stop it. Okay, so I do this play. How do they cover it? I do this play. How do they cover it? Now I'm going to do some inside stuff. How are they covering it? Okay, now I can do this, and this, because if they're going to cover this should be wide open, right? So that's just scheme. But I think that people like teams I'm gonna say it again, man, like Andy Reid and them, Their 25 is I'm trying to get 25 touchdowns, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to dial it up, and they're going to have to stop us. We got speed for days. We're going to do this to them. They're going to have to adjust. I don't want us to be passive when it comes to our offense. When they're getting healthy, I don't want to we should be scoring 30 points a game, bro. Like we did last year, 29 point something. We should be scoring 30 points a game. That should be a normal thing for us. We definitely gotta.
Let me ask you this: is Kyle Shanahan a choke artist?
I don't think so.
I can't say that he's a choke artist, and here's why. He puts his players in the positions to win, and they can't execute. All right, so all right. I know we don't like to talk about the Super Bowl, but let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Had Chris Jones not batted down that pass to George Kittle, that was to the house.
Yeah,
that was the perfect play. It was just a defender must have knew to play. Like house.
Yeah.
Right. And mind you, George Kittle wasn't seeing the rock all daggone game.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been his one little 82-yard joint. No one would be talking about Travis Kelce. No one would be talking about anything. It would have been great play, Kyle Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
All our losses came down to a player just not executing. Now, what your point is, we shouldn't even be in that position, because if you're aggressive and you see what's working and they can't counter it, why do you stop and try something different to where they can counter it? Why do you throw 3 straight pass plays knowing they're coming out there and pass protection because they know you need a touchdown?
Yeah.
It's more like, for me too, it's like our mentality needs it is a stress on the defense when they know you're being aggressive. That is a very stressful thing. And if you look at people that play Kansas City, they know when they get 14 down, this damn game is we got to be careful, because this damn game may be over real quick. And that's the mentality that I want Niners offense to be, because we're just as good.
Yes,
we can put stress on you, but I just feel like sometimes he keeps people around. Like I'm gonna text you, Wayne, on Sunday, man. I mean Sunday night, when we play, and I'm gonna show you the situations that I'm talking about. It'd be like the second quarter, 4 minutes left, and we're 2nd and 8 on our own 40, and he's running a dive inside.
I can't stand it.
Like no, stretch the field, go downfield. This is the time right now. We want them by the throat before the half, right? We want to. I know he's trying to take time off the clock, but we just can't always do that.
Oh, he's terrible with time management and ending halves. I'm gonna keep calling it like I see it. If we go back to the Super Bowl, before that half ended, you had at least a decent amount of time to call a couple plays, get it down the field. Doesn't do that. Gets a miraculous bomb, and then decides once the field position changes, and then he decides to kind of amp it up. Same thing happens through the regular season. When it gets to the half, it's like he's indecisive. He doesn't know. Does he want to go? Does he want to play the field goal? Does he want to try to get points at all? Or is he just going to tuck his tail and go into the locker room? And so I think, man, Kyle Shanahan, as great of a play caller as he is, he has some issues that are prohibiting this team from going forward.
That's some huge statements right there, man.
That was huge, because I saw it a little bit different. I saw the half ending just a little bit different. The one thing that I didn't like that Kyle Shanahan should have did was call the timeout on the defensive side to stop that clock, so we could have had more time. But he drew up the right play, bro. We had the touchdown to George Kittle, bro, and it got called back because it was offensive pass interference. And I'm like, but I get where you're coming from. Trust me, I wish Kyle is more aggressive. But like I said, he always puts his players in the positions to make plays, and penalty or not, lack of execution, it always happens, and he has to stop putting himself in that situation. If he puts and grabs the team by the throat, it'll be not a problem.
So I think, Blair, you had a great tweet this week, and one of the tweets you tweeted was about Mullins and them talking to Jimmy about Mullins. Go ahead and talk to us about that a little bit.
Oh, well, this is my perspective on it, right? I think Mullins did pretty well And it allows Kyle Shanahan. And if I'm Kyle Shanahan, if I'm a coach, I'm going to play up on that. Like when we're in practice, I'm going to talk to the guys and say, man, Nick Mullins sure did move that ball. Man, the offense sure did look cohesive and we look confident. That has to light a fire. I don't care that Jimmy's the number one. I don't care what Kyle Shanahan said. That's called coach talk. Okay, that's what coaches say because they have to say that. Now, when you look at Jimmy G's performances, right, this season, and you look at what Nick Mullins did, it's easy for me, if I was a coach, to say, man, that's how we want the games to always go. That's how we want our offense to always look. And so it's a fire that you could light.
So Wayne, I know you was talking earlier on your show. I seen you and your boys talking about the comparison between Jimmy and Nick Mullins, man.
Yeah.
Give me your perspective, man.
I mean, there's no comparison. I mean, Jimmy is that guy.
Well,
right?
there's some things they do different. I want to say my piece too.
There's definitely some things they do different. I think Nick has a touch thing going. Like he has that touch, pass where he's able to float the ball probably over the defender. But remember, we're not seeing Jimmy roll out. It's like Kyle don't call those type of plays for Jimmy, right? You saw a lot of those plays called for Nick Mullins.
Jimmy is more athletic than Nick Mullins, though.
I know, but we haven't seen it. It's like they want Jimmy to stay in the pocket, step up in that pocket, and throw the ball, opposed to taking the sacks. Look, all I'm saying is we've seen Jimmy be accurate on the run, scramble, get outside the pocket, extend the play. It's just lately it's something that has been going down. Now, I will say this: the Jets game, and Jimmy. No matter what you guys say, I don't
right before the half.
I don't think Jimmy had a bad Arizona Cardinals game. I thought he had some throws he missed, some throws were high, but I still think he played rather decent. 2 touchdowns, that's still damn good. But right before the half, 14 for 16. He was really 8 for 8 up until that first incomplete pass. I think it was to Kendrick Bourne or whatever. But 14 for 16.
Kendrick dropped that.
That was a drop. That was a drop. 14 for 16. This dude looked like he was already on fire, right? And then his fire had to kind of like get halted due to the injury. He came out or whatever. I don't think that the Nick Mullins play is gonna light a fire under Jimmy. I think Jimmy has that fire already lit, and I love the fact that Jimmy was coaching Nick Mullins. It was beautiful. It was everything you wanted to see in a team. They were a band of brothers out there.
Yeah. So let me say this about Nick Mullins, and I tweeted this during the game. The best thing that I think Nick Mullins does better than Jimmy is he throws guys open. So they're not open, but he throws them open. One of the plays was just Derek McKinnon. Like it was a 3rd down, and I think he threw it down the field. He wasn't open. He was covered front and back. He threw it to a spot that he knew that he was going to be open if he go get it.
Okay.
Right.
So
and that's what I say with Jimmy in the Cardinals game when he had KB and he had KB and the corner just jumped up. KB should have high pointed it, to Jimmy's defense, right? He should have high pointed it. But if that was Aaron Rodgers, if that was Mahomes, they throwing it to the pylon to that back of that end zone. He gonna tap that toe. He'd have caught it over the shoulder, drag that foot. That was touchdown. That is what I'm saying. When you throw somebody open, you have to throw them open. Jimmy like you said, he misses some guys. That 4th and 5 to end the game against the Cardinals when he threw it behind Trent Taylor. Trent should have still caught the ball. He's a receiver, 2 hands on it. But if that was Mullins is throwing him open. He's probably still running for 5 to 10 yards.
You don't know
I'm
that.
telling you.
We don't
know
that because you're talking about a Chandler Jones post to a nobody.
But what I'm saying to you is still quarterbacks, great quarterbacks, and even like Carson Wentz when he went to the playoffs, when they just got 8-8 and they beat the Cowboys, he didn't have no receivers. Like he didn't have no receivers. All I'm saying to you is that look at quarterbacks with no receivers. Tom Brady for years, right? What did Tom Brady do? Throw them open. You gotta throw them open. It's another thing about being accurate, but throwing a receiver open can be just as great. And I think Nick Mullins does that well.
I won't disagree with that. But
he's aggressive. He doesn't hesitate.
I think he does hesitate. I watched him hesitate 3 times in that game.
3 times, not a lot.
It's not a lot. It's not. But
sometimes too, when you're a backup, the coverages, and then sometimes being a backup, you don't play with the starting receiver, so then the timing is
It's and that's what I was getting ready to go.
But as a starting quarterback, you shouldn't be hesitating. You out there with the dogs.
You out there with the you're out there with the dogs, but I mean, it's a confidence thing. All right, when we got Emmanuel Sanders, Jimmy was throwing them open, right? Right?
Yeah.
He was throwing the ball to a freaking spot, and Emmanuel was there. He couldn't do that with everybody else. All of a sudden, that started happening with Debo, right? It started. So it's got
to throw the deep ball well, man. Jimmy does not throw the deep ball well.
So yeah, not accurate. It's not accurate.
It's got to be a confidence thing. It's got to be a relationship type. You know, some receivers just have that innate thing, and some receivers are still learning. And I think Nick has a better relationship with those guys. I'm not saying he doesn't do it better. I just think that his relationship playing backup with the 1s and the 2s and the 3s and the 5s and the 7s.
And that's why I love Wayne on the show. This is why I love Wayne on the show. So let me ask you this, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be 100% real, man. Do we believe that Jimmy's ever going to be elite? Is he a good quarterback, great quarterback, or we know he's not elite, but do you believe that he's ever going to be elite?
If he plays like the Jimmy that we saw in that Jets game, yes. If that's his progression and he's getting,
hold on, how many snaps have we seen of Jimmy?
But we've seen Jimmy play elite games, bro.
Like against the Saints.
But that's not fair. That's not a fair question, right? Because
do we believe he's going to be elite though?
Let me. Yes, I'm gonna say yes. Okay. I'm gonna answer your question.
I'm listening now. I'm listening. Go ahead.
All right. So let's talk about Aaron Rodgers, right? Because how many times have he had shitty games? Let's just keep it a buck.
A few.
Time.
No, thank you. Thank you.
All the time.
It's just
Aaron Rodgers.
Every time he plays the Niners.
Yeah, that's not his fault though.
What?
He's running for his life.
He having bad games.
Listen, bro, we've seen quarterbacks have bad games. It happens, right?
And elite quarterbacks have few.
The Aaron Rodgers has a slew of. He's been playing a long time, so he has a lot. He has a lot. Let's just keep it a buck. Russell Wilson has bad games, but I think he's elite.
Russell Wilson has slow games. He has slow games. I don't know if they're bad.
The best quarterback in the league.
I agree. I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
Okay.
We've seen Patrick Mahomes struggle, right?
Yep.
And you
got the Chargers.
No, just he struggled against the Niners. I mean, he was victorious, but he couldn't get stuff going for three quarters. All I'm saying is I don't know what's in Jimmy.
So you believe so that's why I wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to be elite.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a good quarterback for us. And I'm not okay with that. So this is why they talk about Jimmy, right? And I think they talk about Jimmy because he comes from a pedigree. If he didn't come from that pedigree, I don't think they would talk about Jimmy at all. If he came from Washington, if he came from Carolina, if he came from Miami Dolphins, and we just got him, they wouldn't say nothing about Jimmy, right? They'd be like, "Oh, he's excellent."
Can I insert this question for you real quick? Name one quarterback that came out of that pedigree that was elite.
That came from that pedigree and that was elite?
Yeah,
none.
So we got Jimmy, and we gotta trust in this system that he's gonna get better. I would love to see Kyle dial up more plays to his strength to boost that confidence, even though you're paying him to do everything.
You're paying him elite money, man.
You're paying him elite.
When he first got that contract, he was elite money.
Yeah, well now it ain't because
it ain't.
You got Jared Goff getting $40 more million than him, and then this guy. Like, come on, man. Look, we got Jimmy. He's way above the game manager type role. And I felt like that injury set him back. I really did. I think that ACL injury set him back. And Nick Mullins is playing with no ACL injury in his mind. So if he is doing things better, I really think it's a mindset. And I think Nick Mullins has some skill sets that are better. But I think Jimmy manages and controls this team a lot better than Nick Mullins.
I understand he's a quarterback. He tore his ACL. But I'm gonna name a guy who tore both his ACLs, and he's a Hall of Famer. Frank Gore. I don't have too much. Let me just say this again, Wayne. I'm just telling you. You're
comparing ACLs, bro. We're talking about a guy that runs the ball and that does that for a living.
That should be more effective, right?
That's totally different.
But they should be affected.
It's not effective. How is it a person just getting the ball and pass blocking or pass catching?
Quarterbacks, sometimes
quarterbacks gotta
quarterbacks are
read-
not even touched.
Quarterbacks got to read 11 people at all times,
Yeah.
right? How many
Yeah.
people the running back got to read?
They read offensive linemen at all times.
Not 11.
Well, they may have to some plays.
Not 11, bro.
I get you. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, and again, I'm really pushing this issue because I really want us to have the high standards for guys that I felt like that. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
yeah.
I love Jimmy. I absolutely love Jimmy.
You really do. Too.
I really do, bro. I do. But
the preface for this whole show tonight,
exactly.
It should be called High Standards.
This is the do better.
High
This
standards.
is the do better episodes every Wednesday.
Well, how about
believe.
Call this show the Gold Standards.
There we go.
You know
there it is. The gold standards, baby.
Because that's what you're talking about. I like it.
Exactly, because when we play against the Seattle Seahawks, we as fans expect what? Greatness. Oh no, we better come out and ball. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Who's doing this?
Yeah.
Well, he's been doing it all year, and we have not been saying get better, do better. So let's talk about that, man. That's kind of transition to what we're saying is, man, we got do better players. You can do 1 through 3 or whatever you got. You can name 1 or you can name 3 of do better players. We'll start with our guest today, man. Let's start with Breezy. Who you think is to be doing better?
I think that I'm gonna go with the trenches. I'm gonna go in the trenches, man. And I've been getting on this guy all season, and I'm not sure. I'm just gonna say I think Daniel Brunskill needs to do better. I think this guy needs to do better. I'm not sure if his brain is in the okie doke moment because they had him at center and then right guard and then right tackle. Wherever he has to play, he does it, right? Because that's the type of players that we have on our team. They're multi-talented. They can play multiple positions.
That's a good pick, though. That's a good pick, man.
But Daniel Brunskill lately just hasn't been looking like a Daniel Brunskill. You know what I'm saying? And we need that. Where is the meanness? Right? Where is that? Like where did it go?
Stomp on your fingers, man. Yeah, I need that. We need that back.
That's my do better.
That's a great point, man. That's a great point.
That's
man.
My
Daniel
Brunskill
needs to do better.
Do better, Brunskill. Do better. My do better is pretty simple. All right. When you look at last season, you got 15 players on IR. You look at this season, I think you got 18, 19. You know who needs to do better? The entire strength and conditioning staff. All of them need to do better. I don't know what's going on. People want to tell me the field. People want to tell me working out. They want to tell me the speed has changed. All the other teams aren't suffering like this, and they weren't suffering like this last season. We have the same staff in place.
Justin Perry.
Do better.
Justin Perry. Man. Hey man, I got one, man. So, and I'm always critical of this guy, and he's in the game every week, okay. And I tell you right now,
8 plays.
When I see a lineman from the Kansas City Chiefs have more catches than this guy, right?
Oh man.
So I'm going to say Dante Pettis needs to do better. Let me tell you something. We have Mohamed Sanu.
He came in and caught
a ball and ran hard.
9 yards.
You tell me, Pettis, you can't catch one pass. You need to do better. He's a bum. Hey, and if Dante Pettis, if you're watching this, if you ever want to have a conversation with me and explain why you're not a bum, I'm going to hold you accountable, bro. When you got drafted, I was like, why? and that was a reach. Like, I thought that was a reach. Like, I seen you in college. You were a great special teams guy.
And it.
He played good against Alabama, though, in the title game.
And that's why.
That's why he did it. But, man, let me tell you something.
Wow.
I'm telling you, bro, it's something like when you walk in the house and your wife then cooked you up something and you just smell it like, oh, man, this is smelling. Oh, my God. Yeah, you just walk in and just smell good. House is clean. Everything looking good. And you get in that kitchen and it is tore up. You're like, man, what's going on, right? And then they pull the food out. And you're like, hold on, hey man, it don't even look right, right? So he's looking good, like his physique. He's a big dude, run some okay routes, and then his game is straight garbage, bro.
Yeah.
He's returning kicks for us, and I'm more excited to see Derek McKinnon back there.
Yeah, but we can't. We need him in the backfield now. Listen,
exactly.
Dante, you have to do better. I'm not going to say it harsh because, like, these guys just do better.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my mic like you're the camera. Just do better.
Just do better, bro.
Just do better. And then he has to, you got to block. Why am I looking up at the mic? You got to block, Dante. You got to block. I watched you just not block. Like, just not. Just say, nah, I'm cool. Like, you can't do that. Dude. Not in this offense, man. And that's why your plays are diminishing, sir. And
he has a level of softness to him that I just think doesn't translate.
Look at his IG. I'm just telling you.
I know.
IG,
I didn't want to attack him personally.
Too much happy hour.
I seen the IG. I don't want to attack him personally, but when you just look at this receiving core, like who was drafted after him, like it was a sign. It was a clear indication that we need to get tougher. That we needed some dogs out there, and so that's what you got.
Any final words, guys? We're about to get up out of here, man. Give me the score of the game and why. Let's start off with you, Wayne.
All right, man. So look, let's see. We went 36 this last game. I think we stay in them 30s, bro. I think it's definitely going to be in the 30s. I got 34-13 49ers. Why? Listen, man. You know what Kyle Shanahan did in this game? He was aggressive all game, right? He once after the first half, because you set up. I'm telling you, Kyle is a chess player, and he's setting you up. And once he realized that he should have had a touchdown, a couple of other touchdowns. Remember, the 49ers had some balls in the end zone that were dropped, right? Bad passes from Nick Mullins. They were behind Brandon Ayuk. Nobody wants to talk about his bad passes, but they were behind Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
One was in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? So we had to settle for a field goal. But all I'm trying to say is, guys, I think Kyle's going to have his foot on the gas because with this win, fourth game of the year, you want to go into the first quarter, you want to go up 3-1. And I think that is his mindset. He doesn't give two craps about Doug Peterson and what Philly's going to bring. I guarantee you he's going to be prepared. The defense has only given up, 24, 13, and then 9. You see the trend?
Fire.
We need Richard Sherman back, though. When nobody's talking about it, but we need him back.
Another show? Because I can't get into this argument about Richard Sherman not being the best cornerback. I can't take it. It's just like making my brain swell. But no, you're right.
I think he's on a break. I think he's coming back around the Rams.
Rams. To Rams, New England, Seattle. Absolutely. Yep. It's a veteran break.
He's a veteran break. You know, we got guys. We got guys who be able to take his place too right now.
Dude, it was the weirdest injury and the injury of injuries. It was the weirdest injury.
Oh, I've never seen a calf out for 3 weeks. I have never seen that.
I didn't even see him hurt his calf. Like, let's go back and watch it.
Yeah, come on, bro. He wasn't hurting his calf. I mean, he was in the suit and he hurt his calf.
Yeah. I got 20.
He was out
28-20.
28-20.
I got 28-20 Niners. I just think the game's going to be a little bit closer. Like I said, Philly, they have to do something. I mean, I think Philly's season is on the line this week. That's what it feels like. And so Doug is going to come out. He's going to throw. They're going to try to throw it. I mean, obviously, they're not doing that well running the ball. They're going to try to throw the ball, and I don't think they're going to be successful. But my final thoughts, all I want to say to Niner fans is this. Watch Mike McGlinchey this week, okay? A lot of fans, they have a lot of support for Mike. I think Mike is a phenomenal guy. He seems like a nice person outside of football, but he's a liability. I would have put him on my do better, but the strength and conditioning staff, they take precedence, okay? But if I look at this game, I think Niners have a unique opportunity. Like Wayne just said, I mean, you're going into this week, you can get up on this team, and then you can go into or you can play LA and beat them too. I mean, it looked like it was all over when we had all the injuries. Stuff is turning around, guys. It's all positive. Go red gold.
I got you. I got 31-17 Niners. And I think that 17 will probably come late for them. They may have 10 for a while. The only reason I'm saying is because I believe this is the game that we have to start putting our pedal to the metal, right? We're gonna have healthy guys, and we're gonna have to start showing the league we are the team. Like the league knows the guys are around, they know we're injured, but now we're starting to get some faces back that's familiar. And I think Greenlaw out is huge for us. That's a huge loss for us right now.
Why was he on special teams? I
think they have to play it. Like, to be honest with you, you got to get some of your best tacklers inside, especially. Okay, so special teams is special, and that's why they call it special teams. Okay, for one, when you're running your lanes, he's an inside gunner. So when you're running your lanes, to stay in your lane, you have to be a really, really good player to run your lane and squeeze down, like they always tell you, squeeze. That is a hard job when you got 300-pounders and guys just as size as you trying to knock you off your hat and move you out of the way. So he's coming down full throttle. He gets in there, trying to make a play. I mean, I got to give it to him. But look, 31-17, that late score. I got, if Nick Mullins play, I got Nick Mullins throwing for 300 yards. I mean, if Jimmy G plays, I got Jimmy G 250, but I would say, because he was talking highly of Wilson, and I think Wilson will get a lot more carries in the game this week if regardless, I think Wilson's gonna get some. He's gonna get some tugs because I think he really likes Wilson.
Is McKinnon playing?
Of course, but what I'm saying,
he's got the wrist injury.
McKinnon's not an every down back. I love him.
No, that was my argument.
He's not an every down back, bro. He's a scat back, what he used to call him back in the day.
Yes, sir.
So he's really good at coming in second and long, stuff. But first down, big boy Wilson needs to be out there running his rock, bro. Like he needs to be out there running his rock. And I know if he's on the field, he can catch out of the backfield. He's a good running back, man. And I like what they did with our other running back. Hasty. They put a protection on him because I was like, somebody's gonna get him. Seattle's gonna get him, but I thought Seattle was gonna pick him up tomorrow.
I believe they could protect him 2 more times, and then the controversy will start. Because the question.
Well, I'll tell you who we should cut.
There we go. Okay, are we cutting?
Let's cut Dante Pettis.
Here we go.
Let's get him out of there.
Like you knew, read my mind, bro.
Yeah, bro. Let's get him out of there, bro. Because
you got to keep Hasty.
Because to be honest with you, we can line up Jerry McKinnon and take his wide receiver reps. Mostert, he can take his wide receiver reps. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I've lost patience with that guy. But man, it's getting late for you out there in the East Coast, Wayne. I appreciate you coming on, man. Everybody, Niners this Sunday night. We're gonna turn all the way up, bang bang, and we gonna celebrate, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, what my man say: gold standards, gold standards, baby. Hey, we up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all joining, man. We out.